Hi, my name is Tim Jones. I'm here at Mums United Sheffield Centre, and I'm just so devastated over the passing of a good friend to the centre, David Wright, affectionately known as Jockey. David had challenging knee issues. He had learning disabilities, mental health issues. Towards the end of David's life, he became increasingly, physically incapacitated. He got to the stage that he had difficulty mobility-wise. Bear in mind, David used to travel on a daily basis from Maltby in the borough of Rotherham to Sheffield. I first met David Wright at the Shiloh Project in 1996 in Rotherham, and the services weren't available in Rotherham like they were in Sheffield, with Sheffield being a city. So I informed David of the services available. At the time, I set Mental Health Action Group Sheffield up in 1992. So by that time, we was quite established. So David arrived at Mental Health Action Group Sheffield, and he met Tracy Riley, who was seconded to Mental Health Action Group Sheffield via Sheffield City Council. She provided aid in assisted community or independent living. Bear in mind, in 1983 you had the Care in the Community Act, which savagely cut mental health service. All the psychiatric units, the large units, what used to be formerly the Victorian asylums, were closed. These people became institutionalised, and there was also an issue and pressure on the local authority to actually provide services for these people. And it just became whereby people became homeless. Because bear in mind, if you're institutionalised and you've had that support network, how are you going to pay the bills, your rent, and other bills, gas, electric? You'd never done it before. They didn't know how to cook for themselves, the vast majority. So a lot of projects what were set up around Sheffield, where we are today, were actually catered for them within the community, so they could provide hot, nutritious meals free or at a reduced price. There used to be also citizens' advice, volunteers, former maybe social workers, whatever, retired, or academics were supporting us. And over a period of time, certainly after the financial crisis in 2008-9, these services were savagely cut. Mental Health Action Group Sheffield's funding was withdrawn by Sheffield City Council in 2016, which devastated us all. Rethink, Carol Doyle, who supported David and other individuals in community, well, she was made redundant, so Rethink closed. St Wilfred's, there were cuts to St Wilfred's services. They provide essential services, hot meals, clothing and support. All this just went, and you still got places where you can access food at a reduced rate, but these places only really offer support, food and support in hygiene. So people can shower there, they can access clothing, but that's all they do. And these are volunteers, they are not professionals. And this is the issue with what's happened with David. And 2 years ago, David, because he was in the vicinity, came into Moms United Sheffield, and he became a permanent fixture for the last 2 years. Obviously, you know, after Mental Health Action Group and pandemic and all rest of it and cost of living crisis, these pressures were on these organisations, and these are run by faith groups or volunteers, such as where I volunteer at the moment on a Friday, Food Squad. But Food Squad's only open 1 day a week on a Friday. It's in the showroom, and we provide a breakfast and a dinner. And then today this food project what's open at the Norfolk Park Community Centre, which is run by the Afro-Caribbean community. But the support network is not there anymore. So naturally, the decline in the health of David physically is attributed to these causes. David was living in South Yorkshire Housing Association accommodation in Maltby. The property where we were living was quite damp. Moms United did all they could to access medical services. They contacted David's GP. Obviously, because of the confidentiality, they were reluctant, the medical service, to share this information. And if this information was shared with all different agencies, then I'm sure David's life would have been prolonged. David did not attend the centre for a week, so we had, you know, we were alarmed. So by chance, David's left his sister's phone number over the damp issue, which was going to be addressed, and Moms United Sheffield contacted David Wright's sister. David Wright was in his flat for a week. Nobody had seen him for a week. He'd not left his property in a week. His key was actually in the door, so his sister had to basically, you know, shout up at his window, and eventually David did answer the door. But also there is an issue. Moms United Sheffield, having, you know, David wasn't attending the centre for a week, come to South Yorkshire Police. South Yorkshire Police would not intervene. They said it was not a police matter. But you know, this is the, you know, where all these agencies, what should care for the vulnerable, they're not linked. And only real, you know, if somebody has mental health or learning disabilities, support is provided if they fall foul of the so-called law. So if it goes through the legal challenge at the system, and it's brought up in court for whatever offence, they have challenging needs and you know, learning disabilities, then they take notice. But it's only when it goes through the legal challenges, you know, the channels. So anyway, I am so sad. Everybody here is in mourning. We are totally devastated of the loss of our good friend David Wright, affectionately known as Jockey.